Arena. Tyler Springs sitting alongside head coach Mike Nienaber after the Buccaneers polish off their 10th conference win of the season. Coach, congratulations on the 88-78 victory over West Georgia. It felt as though in this one you could never quite get really the breathing room that you properly wanted, but I think your kids still played really, really well in all facets. What did you see out there tonight?
Well, I mean, I felt like in the first half, we jumped out so quick, but I think the problem is, and we should be smarter than that. I think we started running with them, and we got in a little bit of a hurry, taking quick shots on offense. When we were functioning, we got that early lead, and we were moving the ball. We were getting it inside out. We hit some threes. I remember Cody hit that three early, and even Jeff, when he got it in the post, kicking it out to Mitch. We got what we talk about all the time, the inside out threes, and I think we fell in love with taking some quick shots and a couple times trying to make the quick assist pass instead of letting the offense play a little bit and moving them around a little before we went for the back door. But I think, I thought we were sloppy in a lot of ways tonight. But again, the problem was, and I told them at halftime, their second chance points and their fast break points. At halftime, it was like
14-0 in fast break points and second chance points 8-0.
Yes, 22-0 in those two points, and it was good. I felt like we stressed that at halftime. We came out, and Brad Miller, who's been one of our best offensive rebounders, early in the half got two big offensive rebounds and got it back out where we scored. And early in the second half, we couldn't stop them. I mean, I called an early timeout in the second half. I said, guys, we've gone 5 possessions. We hadn't gotten a stop yet. And I was like, we're not going to win this game. This is not, it ain't going to happen. We got to figure a way. And they basically were just beating us one-on-one more than anything.
Right. I mean, the assist numbers for that squad, I think, was pretty far down. 6 assists on 16 field goals in the first half, and then overall it was, 14 of 29, so maybe every other trip up the floor. They did a lot in isolation, I felt.
Yeah, and teams do that because we have trouble. We have trouble with the athleticism that some of these teams have staying in front of them, and everybody knows that. They attack us, and if we don't have our pack line together, if we don't have people in gaps and stuff, we'll get taken on the dribble. And that was happening a lot early, and they were getting it inside. I mean, defensively, we were a wreck early, and then the other thing we talk about all the time too is that's why another reason why we want to be patient on offense, because the faster we go, the faster we're back on defense where we have problems, a lot of nights. And there's guys, they've got 2 or 3 guys that we're not stopping one-on-one. So the less time they have the ball, the better. Yeah, and that's our guys have heard that a million times, but still sometimes it doesn't seem to sink in. But thank God we found a way. And I think the big thing too, we made some really big shots, which is what it always is about. I thought the 3 that Trentman hit was one of the biggest shots of the game. Adam, who I'm trying to find his numbers on 3, was 4 for 10, which is not 40%. You take that any night.
Absolutely.
But again, I think Adam still at times is pulling fast when he needs to.
He pulled fast there on one of those final possessions, I think.
Yeah, he absolutely did. And the other thing with Adam that we got to get going more, and he's been struggling inside. We got to get him back to the consistency around the basket, and it's been an adjustment for him because teams are coming at him from every direction. That's why he had 16 assists.
Right.
We talked about it before the game. People are open when he's got the ball because nobody wants to let him play one-on-one, and he's getting better and better. He had a couple sloppy type assists or turnovers, but again, I guess they said he tied the school record.
Yeah, tied the school
assists,
record.
And
1 rebound shy of triple-double, and I think he let a few go there at the end where he could have gotten one on the bench. But that's not the type of guy Adam is.
Yeah, well, and I doubt that he had any idea that he was that close. He probably
might have.
With a 10-point lead. I think I'd have said go for it,
sure.
Adam. Go get you one more. But
1 rebound shy of a triple-double for Adam D-Ball and tying the school record with 16 assists, I think certainly speaks to how good he was tonight and how good he had to be with guys on him like that. I think he did a great job keeping his cool against Shannon Fowler. I think he got a little chippy there in the first half, but the officials reined that in some. But this is a tough squad. Dr. John Smurley was sitting when they said they're going to get to the hoop no matter what, even if they can't shoot threes.
They really have, and this game was closer than it wound up, and they've lost a lot of close games. I mean, they're a team, if they can hold together mentally, they're going to beat some people. They got a lot of home games down the stretch. They got to go to Union, which is a winnable game for them, but they got, after that, I mean, with 6 games left, I think they've got like 5 of them, or 7 games left, I think they've got 5 of them at home.
Yeah.
and teams that we need them to beat, that they're capable of beating. And they're kind of like they've gotten into a really bad place as far as where they are, their team right
America. Brought to you by...
Yeah, they've got, they're obviously battling for that last conference playoff spot right now with 9 games to play. They've got Union and North Alabama coming up for them. Both of them are neck and neck with them in the standings, and they're 2-0 against those teams. So, we'll see how it goes for that squad down the stretch, but certainly a worthy opponent and someone you don't want to see in that tournament bracket if you can avoid it, definitely. But you've got a West Alabama squad coming up on Saturday. In terms of just the takeaways for this game, things that you want to work on for the West Alabama game?
Well, they're a different kind of team, and the thing, I would love to be able, and I told our guys this finally a couple of weeks ago, I said, I would love to be able to say this is our starting lineup every game, and this is the defense we're going to play. We're going to be all zone. We're going to be all man. But the reality is there are some teams we played that we need to man, that we need to press. There's other teams that we need to zone, and then we felt like this was a team that we beat playing zone at their place, and it wasn't working tonight.
No.
We finally said, look, let's just get man and try to stay with a guy that's a better match for you defensively. And we that was kind of a switch that I thought helped us where we weren't getting stops. We decided to go man, and we finally found a way to get a few stops and help kind of get the game going back our way. But West Al's a little different. They're a team that I think we can pressure. We hurt them pressing some. Jeff really bothered their guards. This is not a team that we could do that, but there's a lot of teams that we have coming up that Jeff can really get into their point guards, and when that happens, that has the potential to make life easier for us.
That West Alabama game will be the homecoming game on February the 4th. It'll be a 3 o'clock tip against West Alabama. After that, you'll go on the road again to West Florida and Valdosta State. But a good win tonight for the Christian Brothers Buccaneers. That West Alabama squad coming in on Thursday, by the way, at last look, they are down 28-22 at halftime against Union. That's out in Jackson, Tennessee. So we'll see what the end result is of that game. But nonetheless, a good win tonight, the 10th conference win for you guys, and I think with 8 or 9 games to go, in good position there to challenge for the conference lead.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 7, and but again, you're sitting 15 games in, you're 10-5. We had that 4-game losing streak.
Right.
That I guess the good thing now when you look back, looking back on it, the fact that we righted the ship. I mean, because we were in a position where things could, we were doubting ourselves. We had players struggling. Adam was struggling, and we got it righted. And so it says a lot about a young team being able to come off of that and kind of put the streak together that we have here over the last couple of weeks. I think we've won like 5 or 6, maybe 6 out of 7 here since that. So, again, to be 10-5 in conference and, still with a lot of home games left, got to feel pretty good about a young team. And if we finish anywhere in the top 3, that puts us in a position where we're going to have a home conference game in conference tournament and puts us in a real position where the NCAA tournament is a reality. And right now, I think we would be, we're somewhere. The region rankings aren't out yet, but if they were, my guess, I've been on that committee a few times, my guess would be we're somewhere in the top 10, maybe 11 or 12 at the lowest. And that puts us we're in the picture. If we take care of business with these home games we have coming up and maybe can go out and steal one on the road, 1 or 2 of those roads, then we've got a real opportunity to possibly get this young team in the NCAA tournament. If we do that, it's going to be gold for this year, but it's going to really be gold for the years ahead with all these guys coming back.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a great experience. It'll be the first time since 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, it's time. It's been a long drought, so it would be great if it could happen.
Knock on wood, the Bucks can get back there with a couple more wins on the resume. Coach Mike Nienaber on the post-game show for Christian Brothers as they take an 88-78 win over the West Georgia Wolves, and they'll face West Alabama at 3 o'clock tip on Saturday here at Canale Arena. Thanks so much, Coach.
Appreciate it.